Welcome to Memorial Cooking Innovations. I'm Tim Scallon, registered dietitian.
And I'm Manuel Marina, executive chef.
So Chef Manny, the holidays are approaching. Are you ready for the eating season?
Oh my God, am I ready?
All right.
That's great.
Okay.
But I got great recipes coming up.
Yes, something traditional.
Something traditional,
Okay.
something fun.
Okay.
So looking forward to it.
Maybe a little different.
A lot different.
You know, so I find myself during the holidays, of course, we have our traditions. You know, I got to do that turkey for Thanksgiving, for example, you know. But I find myself looking for something different that, you know, people aren't familiar with.
You know, during the holidays, people are looking forward to the turkey,
Yeah.
the roast beef, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But when you have guests over for 2, 3, 4 days, you want to do something nice.
Yeah.
This is a perfect entree that we can do and have fun with it.
Well, and one of the things that people tell me, the reasons that they like Memorial Cooking Innovations is because we introduce them to different foods that they wouldn't have thought of. So do you have a recipe that uses something different today?
I do. Actually, we're going to do fennel. Fennel's a good thing.
Okay.
Radicchio. Radicchio's a typical.
Okay.
So we're going to do a nice mixed green salad with radicchio and fennel.
Ooh,
All right,
okay.
we're going to add our traditional citrus vinaigrette with a little bit of roasted pecans,
So
cranberries. That'll be fun.
Yeah, so this is a salad that I can add to a holiday meal that has seasonal
and cranberries
ingredients.
is during the holidays anyway, so it's perfect.
Good.
And then we're going to do a nice Italian dish.
Okay.
Fun, easy to make, quick.
Okay.
And you know, every time everybody goes to an Italian restaurant, they look at it in the menu and they're thinking, we're going to show them what it's all about, which is linguine and clams.
Linguine and clams, a traditional Southern Italian dish.
Southern Italian dish,
Okay.
but man, it's so easy to make and so much fun. And
All right.
boy, is it tasty.
This is going to be a great show.
It's
Are
gonna
y'all
be an
ready?
awesome show.
Okay, well, let's get started.
Okay, we're going to get started with our salad. Okay, Tim?
Okay.
I got the salad mix here. Which, you know, you buy it at the local store, no problem. It's called summer greens, mixed greens, frisee. This is the
now wait a
radicchio.
minute. You went. Okay, that's the radicchio. So,
The radicchio.
So when we're looking in the grocery store, sometimes you'll find this actually as a whole head.
A whole head, a radicchio.
And
So
this
it's a
one-
little bitter, but with the flavors that we're going to introduce, it makes it nice.
Okay. Now you held
The
up
frisee.
this one. Yeah, frisee. Now this is a lettuce.
That's the lettuce, and it's
Okay.
available in some stores, depending on where you're at, but they also have frisee there available.
It's attractive.
It's a very attractive.
Yeah.
You have lots of array of nice, beautiful lettuce.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna do the dressing real quick.
Okay.
I got my bowl here. I got a little lemon, fresh lemon. If you don't happen to have fresh lemon, if you have the
You know what I've started doing since you and I have been doing this cooking show, since you've been teaching me, lemons are on my grocery list.
it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not eat it all the time by itself.
No, but
it does a great dressing.
It goes in too many things. Dressing. It goes.
Marinades.
I made a grilled tuna the other day. Well, you got to have lemon.
You got to have a lemon for that. Okay, so we're gonna squeeze a little lemon. But wait till the taste, okay? It is a little sour right now just thinking about it. And then we're going to put a little olive oil.
Okay. So you're making not a vinaigrette, but you're using lemon as your acid in this dressing.
Acid.
Okay.
And that's what I introduced you to that, and it's like, that's what we do all the time.
Yeah.
You can use a little bit of balsamic vinegar. You can use a pinch of salt, by the way.
Yeah. Now I like the red wine vinegar.
I like that too.
You know, it's not as strong as the balsamic.
But it all depends on how much you put in there too, because you
Yes.
get that sweetness from the balsamic.
Okay.
Okay, I got some cranberries. Now, when
right.
I said it was going to be semi-sweet, cranberries help.
That's where it comes from. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of cranberries.
Okay. So you've actually got your dressing already put together there.
It's so easy. Mix this in together real good. Let it sit for a few minutes.
Now see, I wouldn't have thought to add the cranberries as you're mixing the oil and lemon, but what you're doing.
We want to sweeten it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
okay.
Flavor everything.
Okay. Okay.
And then we have the roasted pecans here. Okay. Now, we're doing it on low heat.
Okay.
We could also do it in the oven.
Okay.
But if you have it too hot, it will burn fast because of the oils.
And it'll burn even on low heat if you don't stir it.
Yeah, exactly. So
And if you can't do that, you know what I found is I get 2 spatulas. You know, everybody can't flip like you do. So I get 2 spatulas and work them with 2 spatulas if you're working at home like that.
Exactly. So we'll grab this. Let me get this real quick. That's how easy this was.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of black pepper.
And here you're using a coarse black pepper that you're grinding right now.
Fresh.
And you know, at home you don't have to have one of these. You can buy they have like a little miniature grinder these days. It's called a little pepper mill. Take the top off and it's a grinder. And that way you can have fresh ground pepper on anything.
On anything.
Might use that on the clam sauce.
Oh, definitely we'll use it on the clam sauce. There I am going to go ahead and spread it around, which is nice and pretty.
Okay.
I have my, let me get my whip here, get all the nuts, the cranberries.
That looks wonderful. And what a beautiful salad. Okay, but did we put our fennel in?
You know what? I actually did put the fennel in there. But let's show our viewers about let's talk a little bit
about
to our viewers
fennel.
about fennel.
Yeah.
This is fennel. It's got a bulb, what I did was I julienne the bulb.
Okay,
And this is still good as well.
So you can use this part and the bulb.
And the bulb.
Okay.
Now the bulb's got nice little flavor. It's part of the root. This thing's out, and it comes from a celery family.
Yep.
Now, have you ever tasted fennel, Tim?
Well, I have, but it's been a long time. You know, fennel comes from the shores of the Mediterranean, although they grow it all over the world now. And
fennel is very popular.
Fennel also is a flowering plant that people put in the garden to attract beneficial insects.
And exactly, and it would look something like this, but I did take some of it still has some of the flower, the what would you call it?
Leaves.
The leaves that we use for garnish too, because it's so beautiful and it smells so pretty.
Okay.
But
I can smell this though.
Okay, now I want you to tell me what flavor.
Licorice.
Excellent. Do you feel it constantly, or does it kind of? Don't take that one yet. It fades off a little bit.
It's right at the beginning. It's on the front of the
and
palate.
that's the flavor that we want on the salad.
So
it's different. Now there's a lot of people that don't like that licorice flavor.
But it's very mild.
It's not. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
mild.
And we had Randy. Randy's not a licorice person. I had him taste it, and he's like, not too bad.
Even Randy liked it.
Yeah, even Randy liked it, so that's got to be good. But it does. Now, the fennel, we use it on chicken, we use it on fish, especially, you know, nice cream sauce, saute fennel with a little bit of onion, garlic, get that flavor going, you know, reduce it down with that low fat.
You know, fennel would be, I'm guessing, in the same family as anise, huh?
Anise.
Okay, because that's
So
a
it's very
licorice
nice,
flavor
huh?
too.
So
Yes,
we're gonna add
delicious.
these.
So you're going to add a little
Extra,
more?
a little extra doesn't hurt. It's a nice flavor.
You're doing
so you
that as a
liking it,
garnish.
though?
Yeah.
All right, Tim. Now that we got the salad going,
Okay.
I'm going to put it right over here, nice and cool. I'm going to put it right over here if you don't mind.
All right.
Excellent. We're going to let it rest a little bit. Now let's start with the linguine. You know, Linguine is one of my favorite shows. This morning when I took Ava to school, Evelini, I took her to school and I said, look, I can't pick you up because I got to do my show. And she said, what are you doing? And I said, Linguine and Clam. She goes, please pick me up. I want to be there.
She loves linguine
Oh
and
my
clam.
God, if it's linguine and clam, she'd probably eat it every other day if she could. So, and this is the way we did it, and it's like the bomb.
Well, you know, this is a traditional Southern Italian dish.
It
linguine and clam.
doesn't take a lot of fat either. I mean, we're talking about fat, sodium, and all that good stuff. We're kind of lay off a little bit of it because we're making it as natural as possible with all that flavor in there.
You know, I'm glad you said about the fat part because this is a flavorful dish and it has a very small amount of fat.
Very small.
In fact, this is probably one of the leanest dishes we've ever done. I was looking at the nutritional. I was surprised at how little fat it has.
Yes, and I'm glad that you said, yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because this is one of those dishes that, I mean, when you go to an Italian restaurant, you look at linguine and clam, well, you know.
Well, you know, I'm thinking
one of those things.
I'm thinking clams are a real fishy shellfish, but these are not. I'm surprised. I'm not a shellfish eater really, but these don't have a strong smell.
No, they don't. And these are canned product, which they do hold a little sodium in it, so we gotta be cautious how much sodium we take. But sometimes you go to a nice Italian restaurant or just any restaurant and you see linguine and clam. A lot of times it's a fresh clams.
Yes.
Oh my God, it is so good. But you can do it at home.
Okay.
And that's
All
what
right.
I want to show.
Okay.
How simple it is and how much fun we all have.
All right. So how are we starting on this?
Okay, so we're going to add a little butter, okay?
A little butter?
Wait.
Manny, my blood vessels are clogging just looking at this.
I just wanted to decorate this. I'm just going to use a little bit.
Okay. All right. Is this like a little bit of salt?
Like a pinch.
Okay. All right. Well,
A little bit, okay?
Okay.
It's not much.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take some of it off, okay?
So how many more of those are you going to use?
That's it. I'm
That's
done.
all. Okay.
All right, is that good?
You just wanted to get me nervous, didn't you?
Yeah, I figured I would. I figured when you saw that thing, you're like, boom, 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 boom. Okay, anyway, let's do this. I got a little bit of onion here.
All right.
All right, I got most of my stuff. I don't want to burn my butter.
Yeah. So you pulled it off the hot.
So I'll pull it
fire.
off the hot, let it heat up really good, which is good.
Yeah.
And that's not much, right, Tim?
Right.
Because we're making for all three of us.
You know, as I was reading about linguine and clams, as I was reading about them,
What happened?
I was learning that there are two traditional dishes. There's a white sauce and there's a red sauce. And so which one are you doing today?
We're actually not going to do a white sauce because we're not adding cream to it.
No.
We're not doing a red sauce, but it is a little fresh tomatoes.
Okay.
So we're not using canned tomatoes, so it could be a red sauce.
So you're doing the red.
Red,
You're doing
but
the red.
Fresh.
Yeah,
Fresh. Everything
yes.
fresh here.
Yeah.
Okay, I got me some onions. I'm looking forward to this. And I'll tell you what, when Ava sees this show, first thing she's gonna say, "Can we have that for dinner?" I know she's a little upset right now because this is one of her favorite dish.
She's probably watching right now.
Exactly. I guarantee you she's gonna be watching. The first
Yeah.
thing, as soon as I get home, is, "Can we have linguine?"
Yeah.
And you know, and she's only what, 8 years old. I mean, she just loves it because this is what we do at home.
Cool.
All right, so I got some onions. I'm sweating the onions.
Wouldn't you like to have Chef Manny cooking in your kitchen?
You know what? It's not just about me, but it's all about be able to make something so simple and so elegantly.
Yes.
Yeah, I got some fresh tomatoes. I diced it earlier.
All right.
Okay. I got the clams
Okay.
from the store. We got the mushrooms. So we're gonna go ahead and add our mushrooms, okay?
Okay. You know, mushrooms are something that I never really cared for.
Me neither, but they're so good.
Well, as I've
The
started,
combination.
I've started cooking with them, and my palate is adapting, and you know, they're pretty good.
And then here's the deal. I cooked off my linguine, and we've done shows before about cooking pasta, how to cook it. You threw it on the ceiling.
Yeah.
I said that doesn't work that much anymore.
And of course, you know what we've learned in past shows is you want to cook your pasta al dente. That means that it's firm to the bite. It's not soft and mushy. And you know what? This isn't just a culinary thing. It's also a health thing. Any pasta that we overcook, it affects our blood sugar, makes it rise much faster. When we cook it al dente, firm to the bite, makes our blood sugar curve more gradual, so it's a more healthy way to eat pasta.
And then here's how we cook it al dente.
Okay.
And we talked about it in the past shows.
Yeah.
We cook our pasta, put a little oil or butter, a little pinch of salt, throw your pasta in, separate it. Don't just throw the whole bunch in there. Separate it or kind of stir it in once you throw it in there. You don't have to use butter. You don't have to use oil. I prefer other people don't. That's okay. Throw it in there, stir it.
Just for the exact number of minutes that your package says, depending on the pasta.
Depending on the pasta, but it also depending on the yield of the water that you put in there. I mean, it depends a lot. The best thing to do is pull the pasta out, let it cool it a little bit, and then bite into it. Don't throw it in the ceiling like you did. Because I saw your ceiling when I went to your house.
No, you did not, Manny. You're making that part up. Okay, so al dente. So after you've got it to where you want it, okay.
You want that last bit of the pasta, feel that it's almost there.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why is that. Because we're going to make the linguine. We're going to make the linguine. We're going to make all the stuff, and then we're going to throw a little pasta and toss it together. Okay?
Okay.
Now, best way to do is, just because you took it out of the fire and it's almost there, it doesn't mean it's ready.
It's still going to be cooking.
It's going to cook, and especially in the center of the pasta. You might throw cold water in it. Make sure you stir it around or add ice. And mix it. Keep mixing it until you know it's cool.
That way it's not going to cook and get soft on you.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. All right, that's really smelling good. Can you all smell it?
Garlic, mushroom, and onions. Just that alone, it's like the bomb. Okay.
Okay.
Now we'll add our clams.
Okay.
All right, I got a little clam here.
Okay.
We're gonna saute our clams first. We'll save some of the juice for a little bit, okay?
So you got a little bit of the juice in there.
I do have a little bit,
You've
and I saved some of it.
You just want the clam right
I
now.
want the clam right now.
You
I
can
wanna
find
cook off
these
the clam.
clams. You can find these canned clams on the same aisle as where the tuna is. And
The seafood,
Yeah,
clams,
it's the canned meat aisle.
anchovies.
When you go to Brookshire's, look for the canned meat aisle, and you'll find the canned clams. It's right with the tuna. Okay.
We're gonna let that cook for just a little bit.
Smells wonderful.
Smelling good.
It's almost a sweet smell.
And you know, it has its own distinguished smell, which is clams, because you and I know it's clams, but it's good. It's
You know,
nice.
some people don't eat shellfish because they think they're high in cholesterol. This recipe, Linguine and Clams, has 8 milligrams of cholesterol. Now our total daily target is 200 milligrams. This is a low cholesterol dish, so don't think shellfish. You know, if I'm eating a lot of lobster, if I'm eating a lot of fried shrimp, that's not a good choice. But this is a good shellfish.
And then this, let's say, for instance, you don't like clams. You like shrimp. Shrimp is good.
So you could make the same dish.
Same dish,
with
substitute
shrimp.
it with shrimp.
Okay.
Substitute it with salmon. Substitute it with your favorite seafood.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So it works well with anything.
Okay.
Now we're going to just let it cook just for a little bit. Let that flavors bond together. Smelling good. Now we're going to add our tomato.
Okay.
Right? And I got plenty of tomato. Tomato, you know, the recipe calls for this amount of tomatoes. Tomatoes are so good.
Well, you know, when we were developing this recipe, you know, I had put, I think, a half cup of tomatoes in there, and you said, no, you wanted 2 cups.
I want tomatoes.
I was
Tomatoes
surprised.
is so good.
Well, did you know that people who eat tomatoes on a daily basis have a lower instance of heart disease?
That's awesome.
So this is a good thing, a good reason to eat tomatoes every day.
Does that include cooked or?
It's any kind of, it's actually any tomato product. Even ketchup counts, if you can believe that.
Unbelievable. And,
Yeah.
you know, we eat either tomato, ketchup.
You know how you love ketchup.
You do like it.
He never eats ketchup. I'm just giving him a hard time.
I
Okay.
just like tomatoes. And this is it right here.
All
Now,
right.
this ain't it. It smells so good. But here's the
This is what makes it
the
good.
baby
Yeah. Yeah.
to me, basil.
Yeah.
I love basil so much.
It's a sweet smell.
And then not only just the smell, but the flavor is just there. And sometimes it's
And you know, if you've got your herb garden going and you still hadn't figured out what herbs to cook with what, basil and tomato works every time.
basil and garlic, best combination.
Really?
Ginger and garlic, best combination.
Okay, that's a
The
good one to
smell
know.
and flavor.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try basil and garlic. I haven't thought about that one.
This is
It's
it right
beautiful.
here. It looks so
Beautiful. Now I'm really smelling it.
good.
Okay.
It's coming to us, isn't it? Oh my God. I'm so hungry right now. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so
Pasta is pasta.
So when you get this ready, after you cook this to the level that you want, then basically you're just going to combine it with the linguine.
Yeah, I'm just going to toss in some linguine, but you know what? Out of all this, bread
Yeah.
is top notch.
This dish goes good with a hearty bread. You know, people tell me I don't want to eat bread because I'm trying to watch my weight. Did you know that the French and the Italians, now they're big bread eaters, they eat bread all the time. The French and the Italians are among the thinnest people on average in Europe. That's
We
right.
are.
Yeah.
We are.
And so if bread is that unhealthy, you know, I just don't think that's true.
It just goes wonderful.
Good, hearty bread. Pasta and bread have gotten a bad rap in modern times. And it's true that some people, especially in the South, tend to eat too many starches. But let's take a healthy look at this important food group that we refer to as grains. Now there are starchy vegetables, which we won't talk about today, but the other starches that are not vegetables would be pasta, all breads, rice, and corn. whole grains have valuable phytonutrients and other nutrients, vitamins, minerals, fiber, that reduce our risk of chronic disease. People who eat whole grains on a consistent basis have an average lower weight than those who don't. So when people tell me, well, I'm not eating bread because I want to lose weight, I want to say, why? Okay, so not only are whole grains important for weight management, but also when we eat whole grains, we lower our cholesterol. We reduce our blood pressure. One of the minerals in whole grains is magnesium. This is a mineral that directly lowers blood pressure. People who eat whole grains reduce their risk of certain types of GI cancers. And so whole grains offer us a wide range of health benefits that we really should be including in our diet. Anytime that we limit certain food groups, like the grain group, for example, we're limiting valuable nutrients that we don't get in other food groups. You know, back to the calorie thing on grains, it is true that if I compare a serving of bread, which is a slice of bread, or a serving of rice, which is actually a third cup. So when you see this U.S. dietary recommendation recommends 9 to 11 servings of grain, you have to remember those serving sizes are small, but they're important nonetheless. So when people are saying that grains are high calorie, well, when you compare that to salad greens or other non-starchy vegetables, that's true. But so are meats and dairy foods and fats. These are all much higher in calorie than grains or vegetables. So, and whole grains offer us satiety, that meaning that the meal stays with us longer. Not only that, but these whole grains offer eye appeal and variety to any meal, you know, especially these holidays coming up, to have a basket of healthy whole grains as part of the meal. You know, this is a real, it can make the meal. It's homey, it's rich. And, you know, we always watch our serving sizes on everything, but don't neglect breads thinking that you're making a healthy choice, because the reality is that's just not true.
Now we're going to add a little bit of white wine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now it could be a nice Chardonnay, a nice Pinot Grigio, and if you don't have white wine,
or even a dry white,
it doesn't matter.
It could be like a Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, it could be
but
a good
if you
dry.
don't have any, don't worry about it. The flavors are there.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
So you're just
don't go out and buy a bottle of wine just because.
Well, if you bought the bottle of wine and added a little here, you could drink the rest.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually,
so
in fact, a white wine would go very well with this dish.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
And a nice sweet red, a nice
Okay.
Moscato,
Yes,
or I mean, just your preference.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we're good. We're gonna let it cook a little bit. We're gonna add a little bit of butter, okay, Tim?
Now you already added a little bit of butter.
I did. I'm just gonna add just a little bit more.
All right. All right. That's the chef in you coming out.
Yes,
All right.
because
Actually,
here's what I want to do.
what you're doing is you're looking at that and you
No, just kidding.
really.
Just kidding.
You're gauging your dish is what you're not telling them that, but I know from working with you. Okay.
A little black pepper?
Yeah.
That's always good for you.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. Add a little bit, a pinch of salt.
Okay.
Remember, the clams have salt already because they're
Don't need too much.
So what we're gonna do is, I got a little spoon here. We're gonna taste it a little bit, okay? You're gonna do the taste.
This is an essential step. This is a step that when you're first learning how to cook, I know for me anyway, I didn't taste. I don't know why this is a hard thing to get over, but the only way to know how it is, if it's where you want it to be, the flavors are blended, is to taste it.
I want to taste that bread, by the way.
You ready? Okay. Those clams are so mild.
They are nice. The thing about it is, add a little bit at a time. Taste it. Add a little more. Don't add too much, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh my God,
Can't
what
take it
do I
out.
do now?" How's it?
That's delicious. That is
Perfect?
absolutely
You're good
delicious.
with it?
I'm good.
Okay,
Good.
so here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to add our linguine
Okay.
to our clam. Remember, we cooked it al dente.
Yes.
And al dente, that means it's nice and cold. So I'm going to cook
And
it
it's
a little bit
firm.
with the sauce.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
So what you're saying there is actually you want this a little undercooked, is what
A little
you're saying.
undercooked,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Okay.
I'm happy with it. Because now we're just going to toss it together.
Okay. Now at home, if you're not comfortable doing this the way Chef Manny does, you know,
Just stir it around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just stir it around like that.
And
Fold it.
all you're doing is just flavoring the linguine, huh?
Yeah.
That is
Now, if you want to
beautiful.
entertain your guests, go ahead and flip it wherever it falls, man. Just tell them, open your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip it.
That's right. And we'll clean up later.
I like that. I like that. That wasn't on my script.
No, it wasn't.
No,
That's right.
no, I like that.
Sometimes we just throw those in for free. Okay. This
I like
is
that.
beautiful, Chef Manny. This is just beautiful.
Now, you notice on our recipe, it doesn't call for Parmesano.
No, that's correct. You chose not to put Parmesan.
I chose not to because we want to taste the basil, the garlic, the tomatoes.
Yes.
We want to taste the original. But you can. You can
Okay.
have a nice little bowl of Parmesan, a little shaker, whatever you like, and add it
Let's
to
don't
yourself.
use a shaker. Let's get a fresh Parmesan and grate it and let people spoon that if they want to on their dish.
Yeah, give
Oh,
them
I
the
love it.
option.
I love
But
it.
you want the flavors here.
Okay.
You got the white wine, the garlic, the basil, the clams, the tomatoes.
And this salad that's going to
Onions.
go with it, with the radicchio and the
One of
fennel.
those, one of
This is
those
a good
dishes
mix.
that really, last month we talked about mise en place.
Yeah, yeah.
This is it. I mean, it only took us 20 minutes, 5
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah.
15.
Well, and also, you know, with the holidays coming up, you know how you've got your guests coming in the night before, and everybody's not here yet, and you do this, something different. You know, that could work, I think.
Clams are not expensive.
They're not.
If you want to use shrimp, if you're up north, you want to use lobster. If
Yeah.
you're in the south, you want to use turkey.
Okay.
Turkey.
Okay. Wouldn't have
Substitute
thought
it
of
with
that.
a little bit of, leftover.
So
make
do
a little pasta.
do it the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
Okay,
So
yeah, okay. Okay.
But I'll tell you what. Wait, maybe they won't go home. They'll
They
stay
might.
there.
Yeah, we better not do that. That's a good
Yeah,
idea
I don't
because
think
you
so.
do want your guests to go home. All right.
But we want you to enjoy the holidays.
Yes.
So, Tim, I'm hungry. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We got the salad here.
You know, today we identified some different foods that we can use for the holidays, and we've introduced you to fennel and radicchio. And also, these foods have healthy benefits that, like all vegetables, are just good healthy choices. We looked at how pastas and whole grains offer us health benefits and also a wonderful variety to our meals, a richness to our meals when we add these whole grain breads. Breads provide satiety, and they actually help us to control our weight. And so with that, we'd like to say thank you to Sodexo for Chef Manny Marini. And also we want to say thanks to our friends at Brookshire Brothers, a celebration of family and community. The folks at the H.C. Polk Education Center are helping people to control their blood sugar and live better with diabetes. And of course, the city of Lufkin on cable channel 15 produces and distributes memorial cooking innovations to 46 cities across the country. And of course, most of all, we want to say thanks to you, our friends and viewers, because with you, together, we are changing the world
One bite at a time.